What's going on, everybody? Sam Heine here. Hope everybody's doing really well out there and having themselves a great night or morning or afternoon, depending on when you stumble across this video. But I just had a few things that I wanted to talk to you real quick about. Just after, working with a lot of different buyers this year and walking through different properties, listing different properties, talking to different people, seeing what's coming to the neighborhoods around town, different developments coming to the areas. And just watching the different ebbs and the flows of different neighborhoods around town. There's just a few things that kind of inspired me to make this video in terms of, from an investment standpoint, when you're looking to go buy or sell a new house, things to keep in mind to keep your money consistent over time or growing over time, which I think is really important. I think it's easy to get caught up in how many bedrooms a property has or how many bathrooms a property has, square footage of a property, when really there's so much more that goes into it in terms of using your imagination and looking at the trending over time and what's coming around the different neighborhoods that you're looking in if you are looking to buy and sell, and how that affects the price that you can ultimately pay for a house or get when you go to sell. So just a few things to keep in mind. Let's start with number one. So first and foremost, I think it's really important to use your imagination. Let's say you're looking for a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,500 square foot house in the Highlands. And let's say all you can find is, a house in the Highlands, but it has 1,500 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. Don't necessarily axe that because it doesn't check all your boxes. I would encourage you, if you like the look and the location of the house, to walk through it, get a good feel of the place, look at the different possibilities, and you might have to have a builder out or a contractor friend to give it a second set of eyes for you before you do this, before you make a move on it. But look at it through that lens of, what can I add, what can I improve to this house to get me to that 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,500 square footage level, to put exactly in it to the house what you want. Because these days, it's wild, the things that they can do to houses, and they can just totally transform. They can gut them like a fish and replenish them with extra bedrooms, extra bathrooms, totally redone and updated bathrooms and kitchens, a garage, a new garage, driveways, that kind of thing. They can do just about anything. So, open the scope of, what you're looking for. Maybe set the settings a little bit different on Zillow or whatever it is that you use to look through options online. And just think about it from that standpoint, that just because it says 1,500 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, doesn't mean that that's the end product that it has to be. And not only that, but different improvements that you add to a house can actually, cancel themselves out. So let's say you spend $80,000 to, add a bedroom or an extension off the back of your house, redo the kitchen, redo the bathroom. Let's say you put that kind of money in, and don't quote me on this because there's a lot more that goes into it. Looking at the market, what are things selling for next door or down the street in that particular neighborhood? But you could potentially make that money back and then some. From an investment standpoint, especially if you're going to sell, it might be worth your time to renovate a bathroom or a kitchen, in terms of getting more money for when you do go to sell. So good investment standpoint from that angle. So number two, and something that I think is really interesting as I make my rounds to different neighborhoods and check out different properties around town, is just being aware of my surroundings. And I work with a lot of people that they're very attracted to. They want to raise a family in or start a family in the Highlands. They're dead set on living in St. Matthews, Germantown, Prospect, wherever it may be around town. People have different neighborhoods that are their favorites, and I think that's totally fine. I know I do, but I think it's also really it's worth taking a look into the plots of Louisville and seeing what those fringe neighborhoods are on the outskirts of those neighborhoods that you originally had your eye on. And maybe if you're not finding something you love in your neighborhood, the Highlands or St. Matthews or wherever it may be, take a look at those fringe neighborhoods. Take a look at Shelby Park if you're looking at Germantown as a nice alternative to potentially grow your money over the course of 5 to 10 years. Whereas Germantown's a little bit more mature than Shelby Park is right now. And there's just different stages in different neighborhoods, and there's different trajectories, there's different businesses and developments going on in different neighborhoods, and that it drastically affects your investment whenever you go to buy or sell a home. So I think it's really important to look at that, and maybe you could end up saving money, or maybe you could end up making money over the course of 5 to 10 years if you decide to live 5 minutes outside of that neighborhood that you were dead set on living in. And I think that's always worth looking into, being aware of, or at the very least working with somebody that is fluent on those different things going on around town. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you tonight. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you learned something. And obviously, these subjects go deeper than what I just scratched. It's a much deeper conversation, and it takes a lot of constantly learning and constantly being engaged in the city and the different neighborhoods and the different developments and businesses coming to the area. There's a lot of ebbs and flows that go into the ebbs and flows, the bigger picture of a different neighborhood and the money that you could potentially make or lose when buying or selling a home. So if you have any questions or anything like that, always feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to be a resource for you. My number is 502-500-6469. Shoot me an email at sam@familyrealty.com. I'm happy to help you out in any way that I can. Y'all have a good rest of the night.